Men have acquired the ability to binge eat, as long as you bite off the flesh of the monster and swallow it. Not only can it make their wounds impossible to heal, it can even steal exclusive skills unique to monsters. If you exercise hard over time, after mastering it, it can become your own unique ability. And he just needs to eat enough monsters of different categories. You can get a variety of different skills forever to deal with all kinds of overwhelming situations. These demons only appear in the mountains, called Rakshasa. During the period of appearance, it will cause yellow sand all over the sky, will slaughter all humans they see, and devour it. Humans have developed a response plan. A dust storm response team was established. These team members have awakened a variety of different abilities. Some can use weapons, transform into a sharp weapon that can kill Rakshasa. Some can turn themselves into monsters. Acquire the combat ability of Rakshasa. There are people who can animalize the human body through exercise, gain the power and agility of a beast. There are even more advanced skills to awaken by harming one's own body, to transfer the damage to Rakshasa's body. And men are just soft eggs. He was born with extreme panic disorder. Encounter any big shit, will be unable to calm down. You need to use medication or other means to calm yourself down. At the age of 29, he's a useless young man in South Korea. He graduated from an ordinary university. The struggle to choose the direction of life. Finally, he chose to continue to let his parents support him, only to be admitted to the civil service. Registered for exams every year, but failed every year. This is the 5th time he has come to the interview hall of civil servants. But he has extreme panic disorder. You can't calm yourself down. When confronted with questions from the examiner, he was shaking all over, sweat profusely. After a few questions, his brain directly shut down. Head goes dizzy, then he fainted directly. This scared the examiner half to death. He came home. I hate my physical condition so much. I'm approaching 30 and I don't have a decent job yet. Don't talk girlfriend, not even ordinary friends. It's a social animal at the bottom. Just then, the doorbell dings. He hurried to open the door. I thought I didn't order takeout either. Standing at the door is a tall and strong woman, and this is Jong-tae, his mother. Just opened the door and berated him for not answering the phone. I came here to deliver some side dishes to Jong-tae. Take a look at his recent living conditions. Masculine mother looks in. The room is littered with household waste. What kind of life is this? He turned to ask how the civil servant interview went. Jong-tae knelt on the ground, very annoyed. It seems that this has failed again. Mom saw him so depressed. She slapped him on the back with her big, muscular hands. Encouraged him not to give up. Try harder next time. Then he turned to rummage through his backpack, claims it's for your living expenses. Jong-tae was so moved that he was furious. Hastily pushed back. He said he was already a very big person. No more living expenses from mom, but who would have thought that my mother would tighten her hand muscles? If you take it, put it away from me. Mom is not ashamed to raise you. And I started thinking about it. I couldn't pass the exam so many times. Is the feng shui at home bad? Let Jong-tae go to his childhood home tomorrow. Someone made up a hexagram before, and it was very effective. The next day, Jong-tae packed his bags, arrived at the destination early in the morning. He was very reluctant to come up this mountain. I haven't been here in years, but mom said. He went to a fortune-telling house and asked about employment. You can't always blame panic attacks. At that time, the witch claimed that your father died on the mountain where he used to live. His ghost may be blocking your path to employment. Go to that mountain and soothe his soul, so maybe you can get into the civil service. After a while, he came to a courtyard. It's full of childhood memories. When I was a child, I was still so innocent. I would run all over the mountains. After playing enough, he will go home to find his father. Tell him he's hungry, but he was very strange that day. He was scratching his head inexplicably. There was also an unusually strange sound coming from the mouth. Jong-tae was a little at a loss when he thought of this. Then he grunted. The chest is inexplicably stuffy and uncomfortable. It takes several deep breaths to relieve it. He just wanted to pay homage to his father, and early to go down as soon as possible. He poured a glass of wine and spilled it on the ground, chattering, "Expect to be blessed by the mountain god. Mom took good care of herself after you left. Raise yourself through hard work. I also very much hope that I can find a good job." While he was paying homage to his father, yellow sand gathered behind him. He also found a clue. After processing, he hurried down the mountain. After all, safety comes first. Who knew there was a weird shout coming from behind? Safety first. In the thick yellow sand, gradually a human form emerged. The humanoid continued to approach Jong-tae. Jong-tae was also confused. What the hell is this? After a while, the human form appeared. It was a monster with a bamboo weapon, lost half of his head, and a big belly. Jong-tae was dumbfounded. Rub your eyes and look again. What the hell is this thing? The monster didn't stop. Go straight to Jong-tae. He turned and tried to escape. But who would have thought? The bamboo stabbed him in the abdomen in an instant. He has never encountered this situation before. Kneel directly to the ground. The monster behind him is still approaching him. It won't die like this, will it? Live to this age, I've been learning to do odd jobs. I haven't had a good time yet. But after death, no one would be sad for themselves like this, right? Suddenly, my mother's figure appeared in my head. She has worked hard for decades to take care of herself. She must be very heartbroken. Thinking of this, Jong-tae endured the severe pain. Slowly lift the feet that are difficult to bear weight. He didn't want to die. I haven't repaid my mother yet. However, the monster seemed to smell his will to live, came to him in an instant. He tilted his head to learn human speech. Safety first, safety first. Then he immediately opened his bloody mouth. He pounced on Jong-tae. Jong-tae's eyes are as big as light bulbs. In the throat of that monster has a human eye. I saw the monster's feet hugging Jong-tae. It bit him on the shoulder in an instant. The intense pain made him scream. The pain seemed to make him faint immediately. The intense pain reminded him of what his father had said at that time. Here you go. Eat him. Don't hesitate. At this time, Jong-tae's veins burst out. The brain has completely lost its mind. He directly bit the monster's neck. Then it rips apart. Jong-tae is dazed. It seems that I heard someone shouting at me. He slowly opened his eyes. I found that two people were frantically pushing themselves. When he woke up, he was dizzy. What the hell is going on here? Dazed head. Sporadic fragments continue to emerge before my eyes. There was an eye deep in the throat of that monster, and that eye is like a human. But there is an inexplicable black substance in the pupils. After that, his consciousness was plunged into darkness. Gradually appeared the scene of bleeding red. It was a place of flesh and blood. There was meat everywhere ... in the endless abyss. Issue all kinds of terrifying shouts, looking at the scene in front of me. And I had this incredible inner satisfaction, and all of a sudden, he was awakened by these images. The mouth keeps talking. Why is the yellow sand gone? Where did that monster go? The man in front of him was very shocked. What were you talking about? A monster suddenly appeared just now. He rushed out and pierced his stomach. I thought I was going to die. This can't be a dream, can it? He immediately checked his stomach. Although the clothes are torn, but the body is intact. It's as if it never happened. A man and a woman immediately realized that something was wrong. Claims to have rushed over immediately after the alarm went off yesterday. But it didn't take long for the yellow sand to disappear without a trace. Even if you get Rakshasa's blood, it is impossible to use the abilities so quickly. Is it really possible that he killed Rakshasa? The man asks. Do you remember what exactly happened yesterday? Jong-tae is confused. What yesterday? What on earth are you talking about? When he opened his phone, he found that it's already the second day. I never remember, the two of them chanted. It seems that Rakshasa's blood was obtained yesterday. It happens to be today, including the time. In that case, there is no other way. Bring him in, after all. That's how we all come. The man stepped forward and slumped Jong-tae's shoulders. The time is right. You should come with me. Jong-tae, who heard this, was confused for a while. What on earth is he talking about after a while? At the Sandstorm Response Headquarters, he came to Sandstorm Civil Service Orientation Training. Jong-tae was very surprised by this. What the hell is going on here? After years of hard work, I failed to get into the civil service. Suddenly came to the induction training of civil servants inexplicably. And the people here are looking very weird. And they didn't seem to want to, but there is nothing we can do. Just then, the crisp sound of high heels resounded throughout the conference room. People came to the podium and introduced themselves. I'm Yoo Young-yoon, Minister of the Seoul Sandstorm Response Department. Welcome to the Division of Environmental Civil Servants. Jong-tae immediately raised his hand to signal. Said he seemed to have accidentally come to the wrong place. But Liu Ying didn't give him a chance to continue, because it was reported from the Gyeonghwa Island Army. You are officially hired. Jong-tae is called a masked circle. I haven't applied at all. Okay, Liu Ying continued to introduce the responsibilities of civil servants. The job of a civil servant should never be told to anyone, including parents, wives, and friends. Leaks can be punished for violating national security laws. Your new people who've just acquired your abilities after Rakshasa's blood entered his body can have different abilities with a very low probability. So here's the thing, Rakshasa will only appear on rare mountains. When it appears, it will cause a sandstorm. Dust storms are classified into grades 1 to 10 according to their concentration. The higher the concentration, this means that the stronger the ability of Rakshasa. I heard that there is a person here who has obtained the blood of a level 7 Rakshasa. Mr. Shanwoo, looking forward to your performance. There is also Jong-tae who just obtained the first level Rakshasa. What are your abilities? Jong-tae just wanted to say that he didn't acquire any abilities, but when he remembered that memory at that time, does it verify that the event is real? He touched his head. I don't even know what ability I have. The fan feather next to him made a coughing sound. Jong-tae blushed with anger. You are level 7 and laugh at yourself level 1, right? People are weird here. Shouldn't it be better to escape from here first? Just then, an alarm went off in the conference room. Liu Yingyan is very happy about this. At this time, the alarm of the Raksha can be sounded. It is also just right for new colleagues. Show what you have gained. Jong-tae has not yet woken up from the circle. I've been going through some inexplicable things since yesterday. While he was thinking, the yellow sand is gradually spreading. And in the sand, there is an inexplicable human shape. The humanoid has a long flowing strand of hair. He was wearing the uniform of a civil servant, and his hands are as dry as a mummy. Look away. There is also a tall Rakshasa in front of him. Jong-tae was scared and his legs went soft. This giant is too outrageous. The other members had exactly the same expression. Liu Yingyan roared, now listen up, internship starts. This is the first stage of the Rakshasa, the largest, but it is also the weakest existence. Jong-tae, the lead officer of Jeonghwa Island. It's got his brain under control. Everyone can rest assured. You are free to use your abilities at will. Show this one stage Rakshasa. Jansina noticed one thing. He seems to be the man who dealt with Raksha alone yesterday, and he was curious. What ability did you acquire? As soon as you get the ability, you can get rid of the Rakshasa alone. However, at this time, Jong-tae and the others were both stupid. No kidding. Okay, how can we fight such a monster? Suddenly he got chest tightness, panic attack again. Angina so bad I couldn't breathe, and that heart was beating faster and faster. Seems to be on the verge of collapse. It is at this time. His stomach growled. What the hell is going on here? Why am I hungry at this time? In his consciousness, a huge figure quietly appeared. It was the figure of a beast, a hand the size of your own head. His eyes seemed to be telling Jong-tae, here you go, eat him. Don't think about it anymore. No one else noticed Jong-tae's strangeness. They are all staring at the Raksha in front of them. However, Jong-tae was increasingly hungry. The corners of his mouth are still drooling. An endless roar burst out in an instant. It feels like it's not too much to be able to swallow 10 big men alive. Hunger all over. The saliva on his mouth flowed unconsciously. However, he was interrupted by someone. Sunwoo mocked Jong-tae. Stop crying. I am capable enough to protect you. He thought Jong-tae and the water on his face. It was caused by being nervous and scared to the point of crying. What a useless piece of trash. The humble guy is so boring. However, Liu Yingyan roared at this time. He informed everyone. There is a special note before the battle. That's this yellow sand. It's all spewed out by Rakshasa. In the midst of a dust storm, they're incredibly resilient. And the same is true for those who have obtained Rakshasa abilities. Can heal wounds in sandstorms, but if it's fatal, will die the same? This ability can only be obtained during a sandstorm. After the yellow sand disappears, then it's no different from ordinary people. Sunwoo with level 7 Rakshasa ability yawned. He found it rather boring. It's just a stage of Rakshasa. In his hand, it's like a pinch. Suddenly he had a funny idea. He bit his lip. Let the yellow sand gradually enter your blood. The blood in his body sped up. I felt the restless temper of the first order Rakshasa. And then his veins burst. Pupils suddenly dilate. Let's make this quiz more interesting. He put his hands behind his back and put on a glove. After that, he broke his own finger directly. I saw that the sharp blade on the head of the first order Rakshasa broke instantly. Jansina immediately realized that something was wrong. Suddenly, the wind was blowing around yellow sand. In this sandstorm, Raksha gradually regained his ability to move. He raised his hands and let out a roar. Hit the ground to vent your anger. Jeonkana wants to stop Raksha's actions immediately, but was stopped by Liu Yingyan. He hoped that Ekana would not interfere, but he felt. This is very difficult for newcomers who have just awakened their abilities. Liu Yingyan is not ignorant of the situation, but in the current situation, they must quickly grow into a useful fighting force. There is not much time for them to practice slowly. If you can't solve it at this level, you can only die here. Just then, Rakshasa smelled something strange. He discovered the existence of Jong-tae in the crowd. Jong-tae also felt inexplicable pressure, but why are you staring at yourself? I saw a sharp blade slowly emerging from Rakshasa's hand. In an instant, it was launched towards Jong-tae. Jong-tae didn't respond, walk right through him. Jong-tae lay on the ground and shouted. Fortunately, only the shoulder was damaged. Jong-tae felt extremely speechless. Who did you provoke? Rakshasa got up and jumped. Run directly to Jong-tae. Jong-tae was completely panicked. What should be done in this situation? I don't even know what I'm capable of. When Raksha stretched out his palm, Two teammates launch the attack first. One of them is an insect transformation ability, the other is a wild illusionist. In the face of Raksha shouting, they thought they had successfully killed Raksha. But who would have thought that his head would start to gather yellow sand? The cells in my brain are bubbling like crazy. It took only 2 seconds to recover. See this situation. Insect Man and Catwoman are completely confused. This wound is healing too fast. Soon came Rakshasa's counterattack. The two were beaten and lost. Just as the Insect Man is about to be eaten, Sunwoo broke his finger again. Rakshasa's jawbone was directly broken. The intense pain forced him to let go of the Insect Man. He opened his restored hand. Say enough is enough. Don't be too reckless in front of me. Raksha was suddenly furious. Raise your hand to attack the incoming person. But Shan Yu took off the gloves unhurriedly, broken directly into his palm. The drop was also immediately followed by the neck being twisted into a twist. Instantly the head will explode. Rakshasa was killed just like that. He stomped on Raksha's head proudly. Don't forget to mock. How dare you come out with this ability? But Jong-tae came up and scolded, did you break your own knife? To activate Rakshasa's ability to move. You're putting everyone in danger by looking like this. Sunwoo doesn't admit it. Claiming you have no evidence at all, Jong-tae felt that. Do you wish you could break your hand to test if your knife is broken? But anyway, Liu Yingyan praised this with both hands. The first time I took the initiative to contact Raksha, I have already performed very well. But here's the problem. Why has one of us disappeared? He actually ran away in front of himself. It seems that he still lost his qualification as a civil servant. But Jong-tae thought something was very strange. Why did the First Order Rakshasa skip the others? He directly found Jong-tae. Why does he have a soft spot for this newcomer? And there's another problem. Normally, Raksha is dead and the sandstorm should stop. The yellow sand will disappear. But now there's still sand everywhere, and that's why. The crowd responded on the other side. Jong-tae is running like crazy at this time. If you want to become a civil servant who destroys monsters, you can't do it at all. There are such monsters. The only way to survive is to go. But suddenly he stopped. A huge door appeared in front of him. The yellow sand in this door is thicker than anywhere else. There was a slow sound of knowing the roar inside. After a while, another Raksha appeared in front of Jong-tae. And this Rakshasa feels, it seems to be more powerful than the previous one. Jong-tae was terrified. He hid by the grass, afraid to make any sound. He couldn't believe it. Just came out of the wolf's den and entered the tiger's den. Just when he wanted to observe the movement of the Raksha, and he was nowhere to be seen. And behind him, Rakshasa was staring at Jong-tae.